One of these two, Mackenzie Taru Gonsalves. Tommy Searle, not a good start for Searle. Gareth Swanepoel, his teammate, further down in 14th, and young Sean Simpson down there a little further. Throssard, 20th at the moment. Another one, and Verbruggen, 23rd. Got Tom Church behind him. And Jason Dugan, well, a terrible start for him down in 28th. He's all obviously had it coming together. And look, there is the number one bike. Tony Cairoli is on the gas, trying to get past Cole Nunn. He was on the podium at the Swiss Grand Prix, was Cole Nunn. He'll be trying to do the same here to make it two in a row. And Nunn, he's not going to give it up easily, but Cairoli is on a mission. He's got that Yamaha, and whoa, a mistake there. You saw that big front end, and he's missed a gear. Pourcel missed a gear there after getting the front end of the bike up towards the heavens. That's going to allow probably Philip Arts to go past him. Lurking behind those two, it's that number one bike of Tony Cairoli, but Philip Arts will want to get past the Frenchman. 18 years of age as he goes to Namur is the number 377 machine of Christopher Philip Arts. 17 now, 18 next week at Namur. So, he's got a lot to do, a lot to prove. He wants to go to America. In fact, he apparently is going to America next year. Another mistake there from him. That will give Philip Arts the chance to pass him, because the Italian will see and sense that the ride in front is on the limit, and he will just pick up his lines, find the suitable passing place, and he's going to go straight past him, hopefully not into him, as we've seen Philip Arts do. He had a bit of a tete-a-tete in Sweden with Tyler Rattray, and they had their own little shares of moments before he... Oh, look at that, straight underneath him. He looks back at this to say, well, thank you very much, and here he comes back. Well, Pourcel gives Philip Arts a nudge and says, well, OK, you could do that, so can I. I'm straight through. But meanwhile, that's allowing Cairoli to close up on the two of them. So why they're squabbling over this place? Oh, and that is Rattray. Tyler Rattray's crashed out coming down that big jump, and that machine is out of this one. Look at those handlebars. The right-hand side of the bar's totally bent. Whoa, and Cairoli has just sent Philip Arts straight off the track. Well, he left the track, didn't gain any advantage really, so I think that they'll let him get away with that, but he didn't return to the track where he should have done, but they will let him get away with that. Let's have a look at that again. You just watch Cairoli. Goes up the inside, Philip Arts tries to turn back, nowhere to go, and they ran together. Luckily, they both stayed on. Well, look at this now. Deruva under pressure from Christophe Pourcel. Pourcel will go into the lead. Well, the red plate holder, there he is, Christophe Pourcel, just 17, as I said. His brother, his older brother, 22 years of age, is a little bit further back. That's because Sebastian, who will go MX1 apparently for next year, whereas his younger brother will go to America, so we're told. Cairoli, well, I presume he's going to stay where he is for next year and stay in MX2, because there's no news on him making any changes, so as we get them brought to us. But I've just spotted Philip Arts, and he's back in third place, and here comes Cairoli. He looked across just momentarily there, and he's going to get past the young French star. He tries to square off the corner. Tony Cairoli goes high on the berm, but he keeps the power on, and he's still going to go side by side into this corner. It's going to go Cairoli's way, but up the hill comes Pourcel. Has he got the power in the Kawasaki to get past the Yamaha? And the answer is no. The power of that Yamaha just a little bit, but he looks again. Tony Cairoli looks again as they get in amongst those very, very rutted uphill sort of berms, well, I'd call them ruts if you want, but they're pretty nasty as they lead on to that little uphill jump. Billy Mackenzie had a big crash there in free practice on Saturday. He is okay, but he was a little bit winded, but he's okay, and he's raced in both races. Not a bad result, not as he wanted in race one, but looking a little better here in race two. But it's going to be Antonio Cairoli that takes the checkered flag. MX2, race 2, done and dusted. Cairoli, Pourcel, Philip Arts. Deruva picked himself back up to fourth. Nunn, Mackenzie, Tommy Searle, Sebastian Pourcel. Carl Nunn should be on the podium in third. Bit further down, Gareth Swanepoel, Manuel Moni, then it's Campano, Caps, Sanchiodi, Gonsalves, Nagel, and Sistola. Matti Sistola down there in 16th. Rene Gunderson, not a good race with Kenneth back. Tommy Church only finishing with 1 point. Sean Simpson just outside on 21. Dennis Verbruggen, 22. He's learning fast, this boy, but he has ridden Grand Prix before. It is David Philip Arts on top of the podium with Pourcel in second. And Carl Nunn, the Brit, back there again. Second Brit, Tommy Searle, down there in sixth with Deruva just in front of him. And then Cairoli. Swanepoel seventh, Cairoli in eighth. Tyler Rattray crashed out then in the second race. Just the win from race one gives him 25 points. He'll finish in ninth with Caps and Mackenzie. Poor day for the wee Scot. Tom Church finally finished 7 points, 17th. But back after injury, Jason Dugan got himself 4 points, finished down in 21st. Gunderson behind him. There they are, top three on the podium. And it is Carl Nunn that gets third place from the member of the local parliament. And then it's a second place trophy for Christophe Pourcel from the president of the ACR. And of course, one more trophy to go, and that's to the man in the middle. There he is. David Philipparts gets so used to being on the top step, he doesn't want to leave it. And can you be surprised? Red plate then goes again to Christophe Pourcel, presented by Wolfgang Schrub. He'll be happy with that, for sure.
Track is difficult, much bound, but it's okay now for the championship winner race is perfect. Cairoli, me, I pass one time Pourcel no good, Cairoli Luke, I pass one time no good me. This is motocross, it's okay for me.
Okay, indeed. He stands on the top step. You couldn't ask better than that. Pourcel still leads the championship. The gap between him and Cairoli, you see it there in the points. Philipparts, Rattray, Deruven, Nunn, Searle and Mackenzie, the three Brits, 6, 7 and 8. Gareth Swanepoel, Pourcel, Sebastian, Cairoli, Gonsalves, Gunderson, Guarneri, who didn't race here today, Moni and Luigi Sakai, also out with injury. Top 16. Bozier 17th with Igor Leok. Patrick Katz making a return 20th place from, well, you see the rest as the points drop down. It's still all on. World Championship standings, it's KTM. Still lead Yamaha from Kawasaki and Honda Suzuki. The fight's still on for that second place between Yamaha and Kawasaki. But it's the day for this man, David Philipparts.
We are in Czech Republic, and this is a special Czech team, the Delta team, and this is Joseph Dobb. What about this part of season?
This part of season, it's not easy for me because in the beginning of the season I had an injury. I dislocated my shoulder and couldn't ride 2 months, and now I'm trying to get back. It's not easy to get the speed back, and the other riders have time to had 2 more months to practice and everything, and I'm still recovering. So it's not that easy, but we have still some races to come, and I hope it will be better.
For the Czech team, an owner, 100% Czech. Last year, Delta Racing worked together with an Italian team, but this year we work alone. Only Delta team this year we work with 3 riders, Dobes, Colomb and Pellegrini. And for this race we have a new rider, Michael Martin. Very young, very popular and really a young talent. Last year he was second in the Junior World Championship, and now he starts his experience in the World Championship with our team. We have great hope for this young man. This year we have some problems with the injury of Dobes, and for Column, is the first year in Europe. He came from New Zealand and he has to acclimatise, and now he is taking more and more better results. The same for Angelo Pellegrini, who increases his results. So let's meet the other riders. The Kiwi, Scott Column, 22 years of age. The Italian, Angelo Pellegrini, 17 years old. And the young Czech rider, Michael Martin, 18 years old. He is the home rider here in Loket. Delta team wait in the second part of the championship with great hopes for their riders. Delta, the main Czech team, is a totally private team, and for this they have to fight for their budgets, but they are still sustained by great passion.
Now this year must everybody pay bike and parts. Last year I think help maybe one importer Suzuki.
And waiting for some help by Suzuki, also the Kiwi, Scott Column, is involved in the Czech atmosphere.
Dobrý den, jak si máš? Good morning, how are you?
So welcome once again back here to our coverage of the Grand Prix here in the Czech Republic. It's Loket, and what a fabulous circuit it is as well. MX1 Race 1. Kevin Stryber's just nicked it from Stefan Everts right at the dying moments of qualifying. Good to see Brian Jorgensen back after that back injury with Martin Honda, of course. Garcia Vico not making it here. Apparently he missed the plane or they've gone on strike or something, but he did land on his head last week, so maybe he's forgotten where to go. Gordon Crockard qualified 19th. Cornel Nemeth there, the Hungarian rider, 23-year-old. The dude, the ex-American, third in the Freestyle Championship. Here we go then. Remember that first corner? And there they go into it now. Who's got it? Oh, Everts nearly went down there. You see that foot go out? Well, Everts keen to get a good start. Cairoli didn't get a pretty good one there either, I can tell you that. But no doubt about it. And it looks like Coppins has gone into the lead. Everts has gone to second. So you saw, if we saw a replay of that, you'd see that foot go out. He almost lost the front wheel, but it's now his nemesis. Everts is the man that can only really put him under pressure. And he's doing it just here now, but he's lost it. So back to second place goes the Kiwi kid. It is Josh Coppins making a return to Grand Prix. This will be his fourth Grand Prix on the podium all three times. On the podium in the UK, in the podium also in Sweden, and the podium in South Africa. Well, another little walk going on here, and that is Cedric Mellot, teammate, of course, the man out front, Stefan Everts, and he's got, yes, the number 11 bike of Steve Ramon. I remember Ramon on the podium at the last Grand Prix. A mistake there by Mellot. You see the bike just slide away from him on that corner and allowing Ramon to go through, and there is Strybus right back there behind Mellot. But this is the fight for first position. Everts and Coppins going at this side by side, looking for a really good result here. Well, what can Steve Ramon do? Said on the podium at the last Grand Prix. Can he get on the podium again? Or will his teammate, number 24, Kevin Strybus, do something about that? Strybus, of course, second in the championship. Jonathan Barragan back in third place. The points difference, they came here 492 to Everts to 356 for Strybus and 334 for Steve Ramon, 330 for Tano Loak and 322 for Kendi Dyker. 3 seconds of gap now as Everts starts to stretch his advantage. There is Coppins. Well, Josh, making that return, and he's now confirmed signed for Yamaha. He will take the seat of that bike for 2007. And a darn great big pay rise, I should think, as well with that team. So Josh will be buying up some more land in New Zealand. But Everts, uncatchable, unstoppable, as you would expect, on his way towards that 10th world title and those 100 wins. Everts, Coppins, Barragan, great ride from the Spanish lad. Then it's a whole host of Belgians, Ramon de Dyker and Strybus. James Noble with Tano Loak behind him. Good ride there from the RWJ man. Pascal Leray, Wyatt Davis, the South African from Prim, and Disal, Salvini, Nemeth, Freebergs, and Mellot dropped down to 16th place. He pulled out, actually, to get a stone out of his boot. Can't think why. Marco Kovalane in 17th, and Gordon Crockard 20th, 1 point. He'll be disappointed with that.
Well, I know this track is very difficult to pass, so if I had the inside lines and I would make no mistakes, it would be very difficult for Josh to pass me. I just did a few mistakes myself, but unfortunately it was not too bad for Josh, and yeah, it was a good race. Josh tried very hard, and he really badly wants to win one of the motors or one of the GPs in this year, but as long as I can go, I will go for the win.
Go for the win, he does. And will he do it in race 2? MX1 then, race 2 of this 11th round of the FIM World Motocross Championship gets underway here in Loket in the Czech Republic, and this time is Everts going to make no mistake? Well, he's not got the best of starts. In fact, on Everts standards, he's got a diabolical start. Buried down in about 6th place at the moment. Well, as they come up the hill, there is Strybus. Is that Coppins in the lead? Well, no, there's not. It's Barragan. Barragan's got a great start again. There's the two Kawasaki men, one of those, of course, being Tano Loak. There's Everts alongside them. Mellot has got a good start, but Everts is trying to find a way through, and I just caught a glimpse of the number 2 biker, Josh Coppins, behind him, but what a great start from Barragan. That is Tano Loak. Up the hill they go. There is Coppins behind Wyatt Davis at the moment, so the South African will know what it's like to see a Kiwi go past him on a Honda in just a few laps or two. So a great battle at the front here. Has the 24 machine Stryber's got the legs for the man out front. Number 7, Barragan. Where is Everts? And there he is back in 4th. He's got to get past his teammate, Cedric Mellot. Number 4, where Mellot goes for next year again. And he's done it. No one really knows. Cedric not saying too much, neither is the team. So we'll wait and see, shall we? Why not? So Everts now back into 3rd. So he wants to now close on the 2 guys in front. In turn, so will Coppins want to try and get on, in with the guys as well. Where is he? We don't see him there in the shot. He's back, I think, in about 5th place. Fight for 2nd position. That's Strybers. Barragan leads it. So Strybers in 2nd. Well, Kevin Strybers so desperately wants to win another Grand Prix. He's just about to charge past Barragan, and he does because he knows Everts is coming. So, of course, Kevin Strybers took the win at the first race in the Grand Prix of Spain. Ooh, way back now in time, and hasn't been able to repeat that performance since, although he's been knocking on the door several times on the podium in 2nd place. But at the moment it's Everts who's having to deal now with the young KTM Charger, the apprentice of the team, the only remaining man in the KTM MX1 squad. George Jobay taking the reins of the squad and losing his 2 top riders at the start of the season. Of course, Michael Pichon pulled out of race after the first Grand Prix in Zolder, and Tortelli, of course, got injured at the 2nd Grand Prix. But Everts has gone through into 2nd, leaving Barragan back in 3rd, but still a good race for the young Spaniard. Fight for 1st position. Everts. Strybers. Now, can Strybers keep his head and keep the 9 times world champion behind him? There's Harry. That's, of course, the father. And he's gone through. Everts has gone through. Well, it was just a question of time. Strybers, the young Belgian rider, unable to respond to the king, who has just gone through and said, hey, if you want to beat me, you've got to do it on the track, pal. But Kevin Strybers staying in touch. Where is Coppins? He's the next danger man to look out for. He'll be back there somewhere. And he'll be trying to get back into maybe 2nd place if he can, because he's already been on the podium in 3 times. He'd like to make it 4 and close the gap on the championship leaders. He's got no chance of getting into the top 3, I don't think, Coppins, after missing the best part half the season. But saying that, he's still got a chance of finishing in the top 10 as he goes to Yamaha for next year. As will Mark Deruva, signed for Yamaha alongside Coppins for 2007. The other news is, of course, that Stephen Sawler, who's not racing after that very nasty crash he had at Teuschen-Thurl. Whoa, Coppins was almost over the bars. Did you see that? On that downhill braking bumps, Josh Coppins nearly went to examine the underneath of his front fender a little bit more closely than he liked, and he's gone past Barragan. Well, Barragan, I think, just kind of moved over. Now, Strybers is the next man on the list for Coppins. Can he catch him? And can he catch Everts? He'll try everything he can. He chased Everts right throughout race 1. And, of course, Everts knew he was there and knew how dangerous he is. He knows he wants to win a Grand Prix, knows he wants to win an overall result and spoil the possibility of Everts having a clean sweep for the whole season. He's won every overall so far this year, and he's going to win the one here. So that's 11 overall results for Stefan Everts. He's on 98 now, 2 more to go. Will he do it at Namur to make it 100? Everts from Strybers. Coppins couldn't do it. Finished in 3rd, but he's on the podium. Barragan, Ramon, Didika, Crockard, a better race from the Gordy. 7th place from Cedric Mellot in 8th. Didn't stop to change his boot this time. We'll take a stone out of it. Tano Leok, Manuel Priem, Watt Davis and South African. James Noble got a good result for the Brits on the RWJ Honda, finishing in 12th. The cool dude Cornel Nemeth finishing behind him. A little bit further down you saw it, Pascal Leray, not a good one for him either, for Danny Tabers either, finishing 24th. That's the Grand Prix result. 50 points for Everts. Coppins second on the step again, 42 from Barragan. Strybers, Ramon, Didika, Leok and Noble. It's tough out there. Manuel Priem, Abius, Mellot, Lorette, Crockard. Well, 15 points. Gordon won't be too unhappy. Nemeth and Salvini, Kovalainen rounding out the top 16. A little bit further down, you see them there. They are Bob Kovs and Verhoeven, Baspenhoven 21st, Coulon there in 22nd. Just only 2 points to French rider. Well, once again on the podium, the presentation to Stefan Everts there. And of course his young son there, Liam, alongside him, who will be 2 years of age next week in Namur. Well, championship standing, Everts, well, he's basically got it now. He really can't be caught by Strybers, but he has to score a few more points. Ramon, Leok, Didika, Barragan, Lorraine and Mellot still. That second place up for grabs by one of 4 riders. Priem, Garcia Vic, who didn't ride here today. Bill, Noble, Coppins moves up to 13. Jorgensen didn't race here today, pulled out after the first lap with that back problem. Pirinen also down there as well. Gordon Crockard still in 17th with 117 points. Totali on his way down, and so is Stephen Sword in 23rd. Not racing anymore this year. Yamaha still lead the manufacturer standings with Suzuki, Honda, Kawasaki, KTM and good old TM with Pirinen still scoring a few points for them. Everts waves goodbye to Loket and says, can I do it there? In the moor.